was 6 years old when I gave my life to Jesus. But before that, my parents, they raised me in church. I was raised in a Christian home. We went to church service every time the doors were open. We went to revivals. I remember going to tent meetings through the summer. We were at youth camps. They worked with the children. They worked with the youth. So at home, I was just raised to know who the Lord was, but I didn't know Him personally. When I first had the realization that I was a sinner was at a revival service, and Brother Jim Webster was preaching on sin and salvation and heaven and hell. And a vivid sin from that time of my life came from a box of crayons. And I know that sounds silly, but for a 6-year-old child, you know, I had not lived very long. So this particular day, I had a box of crayons, and I'd gone to school, and one of my classmates had gotten a new box, and it was this new big box of crayons. And I went home and asked my mom for this new box. Well, she told me no, and that was the end of it, because when she said no, no was no. Well, I proceeded to go in my room, and I closed my door, and I broke every one of my crayons that I had, because then I would need crayons. It wasn't that I wanted them, I needed new ones. So I took my broken crayons out, and I still did not get the new box of crayons because the broken crayons would still color. But I realized in that service that I was broken like the crayon, you know. My parents couldn't save me. They could teach me all about Jesus, but until I accepted Him as my Lord and Savior, I was going to hell. I was a sinner, and breaking those crayons was a sin. I was dishonoring my parents, and I was wanting something for my fleshly desires. I remember going home after the revival service and talking to my mom, and I was crying, and I was upset because I knew that I would not go to heaven if I died. And I knew that my parents, as much as they had taught me and as good as they were, and I knew that they were Christians, that they couldn't take me with them unless I accepted Christ. So it really was a simple conversation, a simple prayer. I asked the Lord in my heart, and wanted to be a child of His and to follow Him. And goodness, that's been a long time ago, but I fall short every day, but thankfully the Lord forgives me for my sins, and He is the only good in me. So I'm thankful for that time back when I was 6 years old. So no matter your age, sin separates us from Christ. In John 14:6, Jesus says, "I am the way and the truth. No one comes to the Father except through me." So I encourage you to accept Christ as your Savior if you have not done so.